you ever lost on a coin toss? Sir, the most you ever lost on a coin toss.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Fleming Film Show. Join me, Robbie Fleming, and my co-host Justin Doyle. Hello Justin, how have you been?
Hey, Rob, what's up, pal? How are you?
I'm good. So Clint Eastwood at the age of 91 just released his new film, Cry Macho.
Yes. Which, I mean, it's, I won't say it. I mean, if you've seen my review, then you know what macho is.
Yeah, I kind of expect it. I kind of expect what you were saying. So when I get around to watching it, I'll let you know what I thought. But because of this event, I thought we'd talk about our top 5 favourite films that Clint Eastwood has directed. He can act in these movies as well. We just can't choose films that he's just acted in. So The Good and the Bad, the Ugly, even though it's a classic, we can't count it.
Pink Cadillac, fantastic film for me. Love it, but he only acts in it.
Yes. And Justin, since Clint Eastwood was a mayor of a town in your state, would you like to go first?
Is that true?
Yes, I think he was mayor of Pasadena.
You know, that's like it's like the retirement place here because it's really nice and like clean and it's mostly like houses instead of like high-rise buildings with a bunch of apartments in it. So
Yeah.
that's a perfect place for an old man like Clint Eastwood to be a mayor of. So yes, Cry Macho came out this weekend. I was definitely looking forward to it. I love Clint Eastwood, ever since I was a kid, bringing up, Pink Cadillac plus the one that he did with the monkey. Let's see.
Every Which Way is Loose, is that the film?
Yes, exactly. Yes, Every Which Way But Loose and Every Which Way You Can. I think both of them. But Cry Macho, we won't talk about it. We'll talk about our favorites, not our worsts. And so if I were just going with just directed and starring roles like he did with Cry Macho, my number 5 would have been The Mule. But since it is also just directing, My number 5 is a very good uh, biopic movie. It came out in 2014 and stars one Bradley Cooper, directed by Clint Eastwood, and it's American Sniper. I love war films, and this is the war from the New Age here, um, the Afghan War, and yeah, this has a lot of heart in it, but also some really good suspenseful, thrilling scenes, and it really just makes you tense up. This movie shot up as soon as it was nominated. People went and saw it. It was like, I don't know, 15th on the list, and then all of a sudden just shot up and became, like the first. Ended up grossing $547 million. This is a complete success. Probably one of Clint Eastwood's biggest successes, I would think. But yeah, it's definitely a good film. I just love a good war film, and I think that Bradley Cooper really was a good actor in this movie as well. Puts on his cap here, his acting cap, and really goes to town. And it was a really good directed movie by Clint Eastwood. He knows what he's doing, and he got some good shots, and again made us feel tense and thrilled throughout the entire film. So my number 5 is American Sniper.
That's actually in this list, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But my number 5 is one from one of your favourite genres, Justin, the musical genres, and it's about a great musician called Frankie Valli and its Jersey Boys.
Big girls don't cry.
Yes, and what I was very impressed about is that Clint Eastwood, he doesn't really use many big named actors unless he has to, but in this film he uses the original Broadway cast, and I thought that's quite experimental because you're giving these actors a chance to shine in a movie and you're getting them to be more comfortable doing the roles they've already done. Plus, who doesn't love a bit of Christopher Walken? And also, this movie doesn't just feel like a musical. It has drama. It has a story to it. They don't just like sing throughout at random. They only like sing at gigs, like in Bohemian Rhapsody. But I feel like they do it better with the music in Jersey Boys compared to Bohemian Rhapsody, and that's why it's my number 5.
It definitely seemed like there were like they were recorded it live right there on set. It didn't seem like it was recorded in a stage, and the voices in that movie are spectacular. So it may come up on my list. We'll see.
Nice.
All right. Well, my number 4 is directed by Clint Eastwood. He doesn't star in this one. He just directs it. My number 4 for actor director would have been American Sniper because he does have an uncredited performance in that. That was going to be a sneaky one. But since we are also doing just directing movies, this is a just directed movies. It's also a war movie, and it's a World War II movie. Battle of Iwo Jima. It's actually the one that came out before it, The Flags of Our Fathers. This is starring Ryan Phillippe. We also have Barry Pepper in it. You have John Slattery, who's always really good. Jamie Bell, Paul Walker, Melanie Linsky. She's great. It's a gritty war movie, but also it has a lot of heart in it, just like American Sniper, where it's about the soldiers. It's about the men who have fallen before them, and women, and the ones who will continue to fall as well. It's just, I think this is just like a masterpiece for Clint Eastwood and just what he was able to capture. Just something that happened in real life. He likes to really do the real life stories. This one is about 6 men who raised the flag. This is their story, the ones that raised the flag in Hiroshima. So, and that's iconic. It's so iconic in all of our history, I believe. So, especially American, and it's just a really, really heartfelt, good movie. I think it came out in 2006, so this is around the time of like Band of Brothers, And it's just like a lot of war movies that were coming out, but it's really about like the group and the friendship and the camaraderie. So that also plays a lot and tugs at the heartstrings. So my number 4 is Flags of Our Fathers.
Nice, nice. I will watch, but I want to watch both of them movies. Is there
You
a
haven't
Pacific,
you haven't seen them?
no, is there a Pacific order you need to watch them in?
Watch Flags of Our Fathers first, and then watch Iwo Jima's, because Iwo Jima is the Japanese side of everything, and
Okay.
so it's all in Japanese mainly. But it's just watch Flags of Our Fathers first. It already came out first too. So
Okay. Well, I'll watch them both anyway. But for my number 4, I'm going back on you with American Sniper. I love Bradley Cooper, and I think this is one of his strongest performances. And I really like how he captures playing a real life bloke and hearing this bloke's tragic story, because obviously he was tragically killed the bloke in real life, and obviously they capture that in the movie. But yeah, I think it's a really tragic tale, and I love all the sniper scenes and the war scenes. I think this is a perfectly directed movie from Clint Eastwood.
yeah, I mean he's the scene where the he's about to shoot the kid. I mean it's just, as a viewer, as a person, as a human on, loving on a human, it's just, it really was gut wrenching and really like clenching. And I think that only obviously a good performance from the actor, but that doesn't come without the director leading the actor. So really well done on both their fronts.
Nice. I can't wait to hear your bronze. What's your bronze then?
So it would have been, if we were doing acting, directing credits, it would have been Gran Torino. But since we're able to just go down to this, I had to mix up my list a little bit more. So also an acting, directing performance, probably one of his best. I'm sure it's higher on your list. Starring 1992's Unforgiven is my number 3. Won 4 Oscars. I mean, what can we say more about this movie? Won Best Picture, Supporting Actor, Director, and Editing. So he got 2 Oscars that day, Mr. Clint, for picture and director. And then, not only that, but he led one of the actors to a supporting role Oscar. He loves his westerns, and it shows here. That's where we all kind of know him from. That's where he came to our forefront, and he continues to do it today with a little bit of Cry Macho. He likes a Western cowboy, and he does it well. I mean, this is almost a perfect movie. Obviously, won Best Picture. No reason why it shouldn't be at least in the top 3. So, Unforgiven, my number 3.
That's higher on my list, but my number 3 is what would have been your number 3, and it's Gran Torino. He actually called retirement after this movie, but he's still done about 3 or 4 films since.
Yeah, definitely.
So Gran Torino, he's an old war veteran, and he's the only person in his neighborhood that isn't Korean. And he befriends this Korean boy. He gets threatened by gangsters, and I don't know why he started acting after this film, because this would have been a perfect send-off to his career. It was originally a concept for the last Dirty Harry movie, but I think Clint Eastwood just wanted it to make it a standalone film, and I think it works as a standalone film. I mean, I'm yet to check out any of the Dirty Harry films, but either way,
Yeah, there's a lot of them I haven't seen.
I think Gran Torino works as a standout story.
I am not big on the racism in that movie.
No,
And
no,
the race,
I'm not either. I just kind of like it for the story.
and I'm not saying that you are. And of course, like I shouldn't. It's just it was, to me, it was just so uncomfortable. Like I just didn't.
Yeah.
It's like when Quentin Tarantino puts the N word in movies, or anybody a lot. It's just like you don't need to do that to get the point across.
No, you
and
don't. No.
and you definitely don't need that many. Like in Gran Torino, it was a lot. And I know a lot of people thought it was funny and laughed a lot, and it's fine. Um, but I just wouldn't want to see it again. So I'm happy that I was able to switch my list around. But it's still a good movie. It's very, very solid, memorable. I bet that's in a lot of people's top three as well. Gran Torino. So
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a cool car.
Yeah, it is. It is. What's your number two then?
My number one and my number two can be interchangeable for sure. But I'm just going to go with just a directed picture by him. It has been brought up before, and because I do love musicals here at Worth Review Movies, Jersey Boys is my number two. Cherry, Cherry baby. Love the song, love the era, love the musical. I've never seen it live.
I want to so bad.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood giving us the opportunity just to see it without being able to see it on Broadway is just a gift. And I thought this movie was a gift for all the reasons what you said before. We don't have known actors in this. This is just people, that we've never seen before, even. But except for Christopher Walken, of course. But he's not a main character in this. It's just about the four core group, and it just works. The songs are beautiful. I really do think that they're singing like live for him right there.
Yeah.
That is not something that Clint Eastwood would overlook. He would definitely do something hard like that. And I think he nailed it. This is probably like one of his favorites. I think maybe Frankie Valli was one of his favorites, and this is one of his favorite musicals because it's you can tell the love that he put into it. Didn't get a lot of good critic talk and chatter, but it doesn't matter. That's what's great about movies is you don't go based off of what people are saying. Just go see it and find out for yourself. I love Jersey Boys. Rewatched it over the pandemic time. Still loved it. It's fantastic. My number two.
Nice.
And it's just so unlike Clint Eastwood, a musical.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
He can do it all.
He can. And are you ready for my number two?
I'm ready.
Unforgiven.
Yeah. So that would have been my number two if we were just doing acting directing for sure.
Awesome, because this movie features a basic story, kind of like a pre-John Wick kind of story, that he's this old outlaw who's been called to do one last job to save these girls from this gang. Obviously, Gene Hackman's the corrupt sheriff. He's brilliant. Morgan Freeman's his best friend, and them two have really good chemistry together. And I think them two steal the show out of this movie. I do love Gene Hackman, but I prefer him in obviously the Royal Tenenbaums and the French Connection compared to this, as he stands out more in them two movies. And Richard Harris, who obviously was the first Dumbledore in the Harry Potter film, he stood out. He stole the show as English Bob, even if it was just for 10 minutes in and out the scene. He was fantastic. The movie works because of the score and the cinematography. It's mainly the production values that make this film, because the middle bit can be a bit slow, but I can picture that most westerns are very slow paced, and I can see that's probably why this film is.
Yeah, I mean, westerns are always slow paced. They always are, because it's all about the landscape. Like News of the World, same thing. It's Hateful Eight. I mean, they're just slow paced. They're really slow burns. If you stick with it, there's gold behind it all.
Like Dances with Wolves, it can be slow paced but be perfect at the same time.
100%. Perfect example. Okay.
What's your number one?
Do you want to guess?
No, I don't want to guess because we've only talked about a couple of his movies.
Okay. All right. Well, how about this? I'll give you a hint. So, I love musicals, but if I were to love a certain actor to be in a movie with Clint Eastwood, who's one of my all-times. She's won multiple Academy Awards. She co-stars with Clint Eastwood in 1995 in a movie that Clint Eastwood directed.
Is it the Bridges of Madison County?
It's the Bridges of Madison County. Unlike, it's not a movie that I normally would have, even in my top 5. But you have two powerhouses, Clint Eastwood, Meryl Streep together, and killing it. This is, I mean, it's a love story. This is like one of my mom's favorite movies. You know, it's probably like our grandmother's favorite movie. Academy Award nominee for Meryl Streep for her performance.
She's great in everything.
She's great in everything, 100%. And you know, they just have great chemistry. It's a love that is, you know, it's more of like a flirtation sort of love. It's not even like a real love, you know, because she is in a relationship and has a wife, or I mean a husband and kids, and he's like part of National Geographic, and it takes like photos, but they have their own sort of like moments together, and I don't really condone that sort of behavior, but I love the sweetness of it. I love just their interactions and their chemistry, and you know, the performance by Meryl Streep is you know, one of her best. And he's such a good director in this movie because he got a great performance out of his actors, including himself. So I love Bridges of Madison County. That's my number 1.
I've not seen it before.
There's a lot of Meryl movies, I'm sure. There's even Meryl movies I haven't seen. You've seen Sophie's Choice, right?
I've seen Sophie's Choice, and I've seen The Deer Hunter, and I've seen The Iron Lady. They're probably her 3 best.
Yeah, The Deer Hunter. I'm pretty sure I've seen that. All right, what's your number 1?
A movie you've forgotten about because you didn't put it on your Facebook page, and it's won Best Picture, and it's probably one of the best boxing movies ever. It's $1 Million Baby. How could you forget an Oscar-winning movie on your Facebook thing?
Did I really forget it?
Yeah.
Well, I definitely downloaded the photo for it.
Oh, you must have forgot to put it on, but just to recap, Hilary Swank's this woman boxer training at Clint Eastwood's gym. He refuses at first, but then he decides to train her up to be this big boxer. She's killing it at the boxing, and Morgan Freeman's there as one of the coaches, and he's very good in it too. He also won the Oscar. But the best thing about this film is Hilary Swank's performance and how Clint Eastwood managed to not only act in this movie, but direct a female leading performance that really steals the show. And it's just a well-written script. Like, Paul Haggis, I think, is an overrated director because of Crash, but he is still a good screenwriter. He just needs a talented director to direct his scripts. I think Clint Eastwood was the man to direct the script, and $1 Million Baby, I personally think, is his masterpiece. I don't care what anybody says. This is a beautiful film. It's a tragic film. It's a saddening film. If it wasn't for Clint, this film wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, he also took away 2 Oscars that night.
You did?
Yeah. It didn't hit me as much as it hit everybody else. I was late to the game. I was over. I didn't even I didn't see it in theaters, and even when it won the awards, I hadn't seen it yet.
No, so I watched it later on after that.
Yeah, so then it had gotten spoiled for me, and then, you know, it really wasn't like as amazing to me. So, but yeah, I mean, I can't deny its you know, credibility. It's a fantastic film, Best Picture winner. Yeah, I could have sworn I put it on there because it's definitely one of his most memorable actor-director, you know, partnerships that he does with himself. But really good. No, that's a great number 1.
Oh, thank you. And an honourable mention would have been Richard Jewell.
Yeah, I guess I'll put The Mule in there because I do enjoy The Mule. Gran Torino, of course, and then $1 Million Baby.
Nice. I think we've just pretty much named all his best movies. I've never seen Hereafter or Invictus.
I've seen Invictus is good. Hereafter, I kind of remember, not really. But yeah, still good. Cool. All right. So my number 5, I have American Sniper.
My number 5 is Jersey Boys.
For my number 4, it's Flags of Our Fathers.
My number 4 is American Sniper.
Coming in bronze is Unforgiven.
My number 3 at bronze is Gran Torino.
My silver is Jersey Boys.
My silver is Unforgiven.
And bring on the gold for Bridges of Madison County.
And my gold is the best picture winning $1 Million Baby.
Bang, bang. Awesome. Yeah, there you go, Clint. Thank you for your many, many, many movies. Even Cry Macho. We thank you.
Yes. And also you brought Scott Eastwood to the world, and he's also a good actor.
Yeah, he's killing it. He is killing it.
He is.
Wrath of Man.
Yeah, he killed it in that movie. He killed it.
All right. Well, so what are we doing next week?
I haven't thought of a plan for next week. What movies come out next week?
Dear Evan Hansen. What is it? The 24th. Yeah. Do you want to see it? Well, I'm seeing it already. Cause I love some musicals. Oh, there's another one that already came out on Amazon Prime. My name is Jamie or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
The Starling with Melissa McCarthy's coming out. No.
Well, we're not doing worse Melissa McCarthy roles.
Well, that it would be longer than 5. So you want to do the female directors?
Yeah, sure. Let's do some female directors.
Yeah, let's talk female directors. We'll do our top 5 favorite female directors. There are more than 5. And even if they only have one film, I think they should still be in there. Because we, they're our favorite in projection, in the projection of it all. Like, hopefully they make more, but even if they only have one, I think we should allow it.
Definitely.
Okay, cool.
Actually, that will tie in perfectly because I've been watching all the Sophia Coppola's movies, so she will be in there.
Ooh, but will she be in mine? We'll see. Yeah, and then did you still want to do Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil for next week?
Your channel.
Yeah, for my channel for next week.
I'll go for it.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll do that because so it links into this episode then.
Yeah, it's a little bit like this. Yeah, it's an extension of this one, but I want to see that movie because he directed it.
Awesome. We will check it out.
And you guys out there, check out Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil so you can see what we have to say about it for next week. And we'll also talk female directors. You let us know your favorite Clint Eastwood movies down below, directed by at least, also starring in if you want to do. I'm sure $1 Million Baby, Unforgiven, and Gran Torino are in a lot of your top 3s.
Yep. And obviously, thank you guys for watching. Like this video, subscribe to me, subscribe to Justin, check out his reviews, go on Robbie's reviews.co.uk for my other reviews. And thank you guys for checking out the Fleming Film Show. Right, take care, Justin.
Take care. You guys go see Cry Macho. Tell us what you think.
I will. I'll check it out and let you know.
Bye.
Bye.